This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so good evening to everyone. I thank everyone for arriving on time. It's 8 o'clock on Thursday evening, May 4th. My name is William Steiner. Tonight's invitation to all is for parents and grandparents. Our objective tonight, what we hope to gain from this webinar, is for you to have your interest piqued in understanding how and that it does exist, that you could leave a legacy or teach your children or grandchildren about compound interest and savings, and ultimately help them, give them an additional financial head start, in which none of us here had when we were children. Today, we have something to share. We call it the 702S plan. And with great certainty, it will be around for generations and centuries to go or come. And we hope that you get a lot out of tonight's webinar. So first, let's talk about a lifetime gift for a child from a parent or grandparent. Okay. Now, parents and grandparents have questions. That is, how can we make a difference? How can I support my child or grandchild? How can I leave a legacy? Well, stay tuned. We're going to focus on those answers now. What does W.H. Steiner do as an organization? We structure a program for parents and grandparents to provide financial security, support, and protection for their child or grandchild. Tonight, we're going to discuss how a parent, grandparent, can provide for their child with $1 million plus retirement, funds to help with a college education, a down payment for a house or an emergency, funds to help pay for a serious illness or injury, and lastly, a legacy for their own loved ones, which I'm sure is important to all of you. All done risk-free and tax-free. How can this be done, right? We're all asking, we've never heard about it before. Well, with a proper structuring of 702S plan, success is guaranteed. The use of an IRS code that you will learn about is a part of the formula, and compounding interest, in which all of us think about or heard about. Warren Buffett has preached compounding interest for decades, and he is so right. We'll go to the next slide. Now we're going to create two sample illustrations with a modest monetary input that has major benefits and a lifetime gift. So let's do the math. Funding a $50 monthly until the age of 64 of a newborn, in that time frame, you would put a lifetime savings of approximately $32,400. Now, the life expectancy of this child is planned at 87 years of age. Remember, the longer the contract survives, the more compounding of interest. So what would it be like when that child is 65? What's their financial picture? Well, let's look at it. Annual retirement between the age of 65 and 75, $50,000, and that's tax-free. Then as the child or the adult now becomes 76 to 80 years of age, it would increase to $100,000. I remind you, tax-free. And between the golden years of 81 and 86, you're looking at a retirement of $150,000, also tax-free. That's a lifetime income of $2,300,000. In the event this child, now adult, survives life expectancy of 87, would leave a death benefit in the amount of $805,000. A total estate wealth just from saving $50 a month till the child became an adult to the age of 64, the estate wealth would be collectively $3,105,000. Now think about it. All you had to do was save $50 a month to create this kind of wealth. Let's look at another illustration. Once again, let's do the math. Funding $100 a month for 7 years, a shorter period of time. I would suspect this would be geared more for grandparents, okay? Because they certainly want to be around and survive the time frame in which they would like to encourage the savings and creating this contract for their grandchild. So in this case, this child is 6 years of age, lifetime savings of only $8,400. Remember, this is going to be 7 years at $100 a month, which is something that most grandparents can find a way to budget for. And the lifetime expectancy, once again, for this child would be an adult at the age of 87. Now let's look at their financial picture. Annual retirement, once again, $50,000 between the age of 65 and 87, the same amount. It would endure all that time. Lifetime income, $1,100,000. The death benefit, again, we reference that as lifetime expectancy of 87, which would be a total amount of $460,000, and a total estate wealth from saving $8,400 is projected at $1,560,000. Let me say that number one more time. A lifetime savings of $8,400 over a lifetime of a child, now an adult, a $50,000 retirement, a lifetime income of $1.1 million, a death benefit of $460,000, and an estate wealth of $1,560,000. What grandparent wouldn't want to do that for their child? Let's go to the next slide. How the numbers grow. Number one, accumulation inside the 702S plan is tax-free. Each year, the gains are locked in and the account never goes down. It just slowly, naturally increases year after year. And number three, compounding interest, the miracle of long-term wealth. That is how the numbers grow. Next slide. Discretionary access to funds. For what purpose? How about education? A down payment on a home, or in the event of an emergency. Funds can be accessed anytime after year one. Funds can be taken as tax-free loans. There's a special ruling you'll learn more about from the Internal Revenue Service, and loans do not need to be repaid prior to death. Our next slide. Funds for living benefits are for terminal illness, critical illness, and chronic illness. And the final gift. A death benefit leaves money for their loved ones, all tax-free. And if you read the bullet points, you have a death benefit, you have a provision for loved ones, and you leave a legacy. So let's summarize the benefits. Retirement tax-free, loans tax-free, living benefits tax-free, and death benefit as well, tax-free. W.H. Steiner is ready to assist you in structuring and personalizing your child's 702S plan. So what's next? We fill out the form and they get a no-cost illustration and find out how much you can make a difference, provide help, and leave a legacy for your most precious possession, your grandchild or child. My name is William Steiner. I want to thank you for the time spent with us today or this evening. There will be a email to follow up in the next few minutes in order for you to request and fill out a request form. So you'll be able to receive your illustration, and normally takes 2 or 3 business days. And meanwhile, you can, if you wish, contact your WH Steiner professional. He or she is always ready and prepared to serve you. Once again, I thank you all for attending tonight's event and look forward to helping you and your family. Have a good night.
Thank you.
This conference will now be recorded.